And here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, you know that we like to do things very differently. We call it Where Sports Meets Life. And we are very, very proud, honored, and humbled by the privilege that the first Chick-fil-A that we have here up in the North Country area in Watertown, New York, is proudly partnered with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. And that is thanks to the incredible Brady family and Merrit Brady himself, the owner and operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
And today, as we embark on this journey, we talk to everybody out there now around the world and here in Watertown and upstate New York. But this is a journey that's been a long time coming. It's a process. So they see the name go onto the building and people get excited, but you've been going through a process in the background of all of this, and I'd love for you to impart some knowledge and wisdom on the process of becoming an operator of Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely. It's to be an operator for Chick-fil-A is such a special thing, but it is a process that it is lengthy, and you learn so much from it. I initially submitted my formal submission of interest in 2019. You go through a series of interviews, and then it's eventually, hopefully, you'll reach the candidate coop, and then I did that in March, and then we all know what happened in March, and COVID hit, so put a slowdown on everything, but was ultimately selected to open Chick-fil-A in Watertown, New York. We couldn't be more excited to bring the brand to a new market, have the opportunity to introduce Chick-fil-A to upstate New York, and really excited about being able to serve the men and women of Fort Drum as well. So being able to serve the men and women of our armed services is certainly an honor and privilege.
Charleston, South Carolina, to the North Country of upstate New York. How would you describe the transition?
It was easy, simple. The weather's so similar and the climate's so similar. It was really it was my wife and I had the pleasure of coming to upstate New York on several occasions.
Yeah.
To visit. We have a lot of family in upstate New York, in Syracuse in particular. We love the area. We love the people. We had the opportunity to travel around and really see some of the beautiful places in upstate New York. And so we knew we wanted to change from Charleston. We knew we wanted 4 seasons, and we knew we still wanted to be somewhat close to family and support. So I got 2 phone calls in the same day from 2 wonderful people with selections for Chick-fil-A, and asked me if I'd ever thought about Watertown. So I thought I should probably go check it out. So I got on an airplane a couple days later and came up and spent 3 or 4 days just driving around the city, and we fell in love with it, and really felt like we were being called to come here and put down some roots and really embrace the North Country and look forward to building our business and our lives here in Watertown.
What should the North Country know about Chick-fil-A that goes beyond the chicken sandwich?
Oh gosh, just the culture and the company and the brand is one of the most unbelievable companies I've ever experienced. I don't know how Chick-fil-A finds the caliber of people that they do. Everybody I met along the way up, whether it was at the support center, whether it was in selections, other operators have had the privilege of becoming great friends with Jimmer in Syracuse and Andy Privatera in Buffalo, and my operator in Charleston, Megan Jakes. I just can't say enough good things about the people. And then, obviously the generosity factor, the ability that they encourage us to touch the lives of the people in our community, to give back, to really be a beacon of light in the communities that we're so blessed to serve. And everything really dovetailed so much with my personal beliefs, and how I was trying to run my prior business, which was a catering company in Charleston. My uncle's been an operator since the late 80s, so it's kind of been in my blood, I guess you could say. But he had gave me the opportunity to come into his store before I decided to submit interest. And you just can't say enough great things. You know, we truly are the world's most caring company, and it shows from the bottom to the very top.
Here with Merrit Brady with Chick-fil-A Watertown, the owner-operator here. And you touched on the fact that you had a company prior to that you had built from the ground up. Making that transition of that being your baby and all of that just being an outpouring of love and hard work and the blood and the sweat and the tears that you and Catherine put into it, to transition into a company that has a name worldwide, that has been sustainable and shown its worth. When you see the value of being a business owner and creating a company and then joining Chick-fil-A, how have you transitioned into that? And you said that there are values that live in both the company you had and the company that you're a part of now. I'd love to know those values.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the values of putting others, I think, before yourself. Realizing that you're there to serve your team members, your employees, your guests, and really leading from the thought process of being a servant. It's just been, like I said, so humbling. But we were able to impact so many lives in a positive way through our small catering company in Charleston, South Carolina. We, had 15 employees, but we still I feel like we made such a great impact on a lot of lives. But to partner with Chick-fil-A, one of the greatest brands ever, and to be able to, it's hard to envision the number of lives that we're going to be able to impact in a positive way, both from within our community to our team members. It's just so exciting. We're just so blessed to have that opportunity here in Watertown.
You mentioned Fort Drum, which isn't too far away from this at Chick-fil-A in Watertown, neighbors, so to speak. What can you say, what do you want to say to the men and women at Fort Drum and to their families, and that connection that you hope to build in that community that is such a unique and beautiful and just a community of people that go far beyond? You talk about service. I mean, these are people that put their lives on the line for total strangers, and Fort Drum has been a beacon of hope for so many people. So connecting with them to you means what?
Well, I don't think I can adequately put it into words, because what they do on a daily basis is amazing. The sacrifices that they make for our country. We think about the amount of times your family moves, and you get stationed somewhere else, and your kids have to start a brand new school. It's unfathomable to me, and we just want to support the men and women of Fort Drum in any way we can. We have kind of partnered with Jimmers down in Syracuse with a great organization called Club Beyond. Jen Brace, they really dive into ministering and providing fellowship for the teenagers who are affected by deployments and moving, and so we're passionate about that. We'll certainly continue that commitment once our restaurant gets built. We look forward to building those kinds of relationships. Obviously, we have a lot of employment needs at Chick-fil-A. We've been blessed to have a really great turnout, so thank you, Watertown and Fort Drum. But those needs will continue, and we're always very, very proud to hire men and women of the military, spouses, children. However we can support the military community, we want to be a part of that.
Chick-fil-A, it is no secret that this is a place that is built on faith, sustained by faith, and that, yes, they have fantastic food, and the business model has been wonderful, but it's a place that closes on Sundays. It's a place that during the NFL season, even when they're in a stadium, will be closed, in an airport will be closed. They've stayed focused on, as big as they are and as much as they've done in the secular world that people live in, that in that faith part of the world, we're going to stay true to who we are and what we're about, and to give everybody a break on Sunday, to rest for the Lord, to be with our families, to recharge our battery, to have that time. So few companies do it, and Chick-fil-A, in its incredible success, has found a place to say faith was precedent back then, faith is precedent now. What does it mean to you to work with a company of faith that is so clear about it and happy to support that and to put God out there, and at the same time for your own faith story, which has been, as with anybody, its own unique journey?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very proud that that we are. I'm blessed enough to have a company like Chick-fil-A who has held so firm to those beliefs. Everybody talks about how much has it cost Chick-fil-A since they began to be closed on Sunday, and that's not. There's some things that are certainly more important than money, and
Yeah.
and given that one day a week to our team members, to our our leadership's teams, to spend time with their family, to reset, to worship if that's what they choose to do on a Sunday. That's so important. I think it's just coming from I've been a lifetime dedicated hospitality worker, and I've never it's so rare to be able to work for a restaurant and be able to look forward to one day off a week. It's just an amazing thing. My faith in God I think is relatively new in my life. I wasn't raised as a Christian. I think one of the biggest impacts in my life was having a difficulty starting a family. And we prayed every night, and I have a almost 6-year-old son who's changed my life, and I just we really have really leaned into our faith and started our faith journey in the last 9 years, and now it's easier for me to look back on my younger days and just realize that God was with me then. I don't know how I made it through I went through some tough times, and looking back, it's I know why I made it through now, and kind of equating it to that, like we were talking about before. Sometimes you have that long straight road with no bumps, and it's easy to navigate, and you get there quick, and you got some days that you got a lot of twists and turns and gravel and bumps and snags, and that's when you need to lean on your faith and know that you're not fighting those battles alone. So for me, it's just a blessing to be able to be a part of this company and Chick-fil-A as a whole, and to know that that my belief system and what Chick-fil-A was founded on dovetail so well.
When do you believe you first heard God speak to you in His own way?
I think it was when I saw my son. Yeah, that was an amazing day, and it really gives you, if you didn't have purpose in life before, man, you do that. And so that just changed the ball game for me at that point. And you see things through different eyes, at least for me after becoming a father, and seeing the miracle of birth. And my wife's and I's relationship's always been strong, but it really came full circle, and we've just been fortunate to have that experience together, and we're stronger in our relationship and our faith because of it.
As a time capsule, if there's something that you would want to say through this whole journey you've been on up to this point with Catherine and Owen, what do you want to say to them?
Oh man, I can't imagine my life without them. Like, all the good things in my life are as a direct result of them. I certainly wouldn't be sitting here before you as a Chick-fil-A owner operator without the support of my wife. There's no way. She ran our company for a full year, pretty much in my absence, while I worked as a team member for Chick-fil-A. Red shirt, running bags through the drive-thru. So she sacrificed a lot. She's believed in me. We pulled my son out of preschool and gave him a half-year kindergarten and yanked him up to New York from Charleston. So sacrifices are huge, but yeah, I wouldn't be here without them, and they're the best things in life.
Final note here from Merrit Brady, the owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown. What do you want to say to the people of Watertown, New York, and what Chick-fil-A you believe will do for this community?
Oh, Chick-fil-A coming to Watertown, I think, is going to be an amazing thing. We are so excited about the opportunity, like I said, to introduce the brand. I mentioned I've got a neighbor on both sides of me. The first time they're ever going to eat Chick-fil-A in their life is going to be when we open the doors, and that's just something I'm so excited about. And I know that their stories are not isolated. I think it's a more commonplace here than we think. And coming from the South, to hear somebody who's never had Chick-fil-A is it's kind of like shocking. But I think that's going to be huge when really the amount of we just want to be a beacon of light in this community. We want to partner with some great organizations and really make a difference in the local community, whether it's nonprofits, whether it's the school system, and just we want to figure out how we as a business and as an organization can not only help grow and strengthen our community, but also pour into our team members. We have a lot of people who work for a freestanding unit at Chick-fil-A. It's so many lives we can touch, and we can really develop, the young 15, 16-year-old who is still kind of in their shell, and really pour into them and really make a difference in their life. And I think we need to recognize that, and that needs to be top of mind as we approach this. So yeah, glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that is entrusted to us, and have a positive influence on all who come in contact with Chick-fil-A, and that's it. So we're going to try to live up to that.
Merrit Brady, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown here in our North Country community. And of course, this has been a special for you on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You're with us every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com, all /WakeUpCallDT. You can check out the Chick-fil-A Watertown page on WakeUpCallDT.com, as well as their logo, and click on their information from that logo. So make sure you stay connected. Make sure you head out to Chick-fil-A Watertown and understand that it is way more than a chicken sandwich, but that chicken sandwich is very good.
October 27th.
October 27th.
Right now, hopefully.
Right after my birthday. Right after my birthday. It's a birthday gift that's right after my birthday and sandwiched in between my birthday and Halloween. So make sure you make your way out, folks. You're not going to want to miss this. All the way around, first time I've ever seen this in my life, at Chick-fil-A with a double drive-through that carries you all the way through to a canopy on the other side, It is going to be truly an exciting experience that anyone who's been to a Chick-fil-A, you haven't been to one like this. My pleasure means a whole lot more than just those 2 words, and I appreciate all the words you gave us today, Merritt. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for that. We'll talk with you all soon. Plenty coming up in our partnership here with Chick-fil-A Watertown, and we thank you to the entire Chick-fil-A company all around the world for all that you do every single day to uplift faith, to give people something positive, and to always make sure that the community knows that together we are much stronger than any way else. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk with you soon.